Hello and welcome to my critical human resource presentation. My name is Eleanor Partridge and my P number is P1521847X. The statement that I will be critically discussing is HR analytics is the only future for human resource managers. No HR analytics means no human resource managers.
According to Cedar Crestone, global organisations with workforce analytics and workforce planning outperform all other organisations by 30% more sales per employee. The key concept of business analytics has been used to assess the productivity of business for decades. For example, Euro Disney uses BA to avoid overcrowding of its visitors at amusement parks and also to optimise the distribution of its staff. HR have begun to collect data on gender, experience and personality in order to predict the performance of individuals within an organisation, this ultimately optimising the potential of its employees. Sadwan and Kuldeep Singh suggest often when HR ask for a more strategic involvement in an organisation, they are also asked to show evidence linking investment in human resources to either top or bottom line performance and competitive advantage. The process of applying this analytical approach to human resources could be termed HR analytics. However, according to academics, no agreed definition of HR analytics has yet to emerge, which allows us to question the validity of such practices. The following presentation will seek to provide the viewer with a critical analysis of HR analytics, ultimately assessing whether HR analytics is the only future for human resource managers, or if in fact no HR analytics means no HR manager. The use of statistics to guide HR practices suggests that getting rid of learned and intuitive experience approaches to HR would be advantageous to organisations. This narrative form of discussion is often used through one-to-one communication within recruitment processes, personal management and both discipline and exit interviews, all of which are important in upholding the reputation of an organisation. Figure 1, shown by Del et al., suggests there are 5 factors that contribute to a positive employee experience. Amongst these are supportive management and trust in leadership. The use of statistics in a way objectively applies the policies and processes without any intuition from the human perspective. If employees begin to feel job security is at the hands of statistics, the trust in leadership and the support they may feel from managers may decrease. In turn, there may be substantial repercussions for organisations through imposing such a regimented structure to the way in which managers carry out HR-related tasks. For example, Del et al. Further suggests high-performing companies have found ways to enrich the employee experience, leading to purposeful, productive, meaningful work. This done by the use of engagement and feedback apps, which will be discussed again later on. We can see this has worked for high-performing companies. However, there may be a large number of companies out there who use this form of survey and engagement and then fail to deliver on their proposed actions, leaving employees even more dissatisfied. According to the IBM case study, it is clear that the main aim of HR analytics is to attract and retain people who are of value to the organisation. However, in many cases, it does not discuss aptitude or take into consideration whether potential employees are able to actually meet the requirements of the job, may it be mentally or physically. Through human interaction, it is much easier to assess individuals based on their personality and their ability to communicate. Managers are able to implement training and development that could take an potential employee from good to exceptional with the right guidance. HR analytics, on the other hand, simply dismisses an employee based on data processed by these systems, ultimately losing many potential assets. Further, we have to suggest that whilst it may provide and retain the best candidates based on specific job requirements, will all the candidates be in some way similar? It is proven that organisations benefit from cultural diversity. Eli and Thomas suggest having a diverse workforce is a valuable tool for gaining knowledge about and access to minority groups within society. Businesses offer services to a culturally diverse market, and therefore, if candidates are potentially the same, there may be no varied perspectives. If managers were replaced by HR analytics, we can see essentially the human oversight will be lost, as managers are able to ensure a culturally inclusive workforce through the hiring process. Adams' equity theory states that employees strive for equity between themselves and other workers. Equity is achieved when the ratio of employee outcomes over inputs is equal to other employee outcomes over inputs. Through the use of data analytics deciding the value of employees, we're essentially making it easier for comparisons to be made amongst organisations and its staff. There is ultimately no voice for managers or employees regarding pay through the use of these systems. Analytics does not allow for other factors to be accounted for, as some may be intrinsically motivated while others may be motivated extrinsically. Adam's equity theory is one way in which we're able to assess the value that HR managers add to organisations. Organisation and management sometimes use collective bargaining, which is a negotiation between employer and employee on their pay and working conditions. We have to take into consideration there may be repercussions for the use of data to determine pay and conditions, such as decreased production from those who feel undervalued. Employees may feel demotivated and demand a rise as they feel HR managers have let technology decide the value that they add to their organisation. The benefits of integration of analytics will be that it simplifies the analytical process and enables the analysis of more advanced, complex and overarching strategic issues that cover multiple business and staff functions. HR analytics combined with human capital management software is more likely to aid companies in being productive, as it is inevitably both easier to gather data and make decisions. It is suggested this combination allows managers to align incentives and monitor people's behaviour. Human capital management is continually growing as managers become concerned with accounting for the financial value of all individuals. Although we can argue, how can we calculate the financial value of all individuals within an organisation without any repercussions? It is evident, however, that we are able to decide how much they contribute to an organisation subjectively by calculating how much is allocated to salary and training. As Becker suggests, schooling raises earnings and productivity mainly by providing knowledge, skills and a way of analysing problems. This statement suggests that education and training raises productivity. This can be applied to HR analytics. Managers are able to monitor productivity and dismiss candidates based on the premise that they are consistently underperforming should there be no extenuating circumstances. With technology advancing, there are many benefits to the use of HR analytics. For example, the Royal Bank of Canada have created a new app called Embark. RBC Embark is an online onboarding platform dedicated to engaging newly hired staff while increasing completion of pre-start activities. A more systematic approach to engaging new employees will surely allow for a smoother transition of those new employees starting out in different roles. It also allows new members to be connected to their new teams. For HR managers to be in contact with potential and new staff, it will allow them to prepare for new arrivals earlier than anticipated. This in turn meaning instead of showing around new staff and making introductions, they may use the app to become fully acquainted with different staff members and facilities before they even arrive, freeing up time for managers to respond to any more important matters that may appear. Using data analytics to complete pre-start activity means that time can be used more effectively in other areas such as monitoring and reporting on absences. An obvious argument in this analysis is that technological change has accounted for the loss of a large number of jobs within a myriad of industries. Fitson suggests HR managers claim to be too busy to change the way they operate, thereby leaving themselves continually behind in the curve. Simply, some managers may not be open to the shift towards a more analytical approach. In some cases, there may be professional barriers to people measurement and reporting. Staff simply may not have the expertise in order to adopt such approaches, and may feel reporting on human capital is not within their skill set. HR analytics surely could be used to undertake more statistical tasks, in turn leaving the valuable time of managers to be used on more intuitive operations that require a humanistic approach to management. This ultimately allowing for a combination of best fit to be adopted alongside best practice. To say that no HR analytics means no HR managers is a strong statement. However, many organisations are solely profit focused and may replace HR managers with systems should managers become ignorant to the advancement of technology and continue to place their organisation at a competitive disadvantage.
To conclude, HR analytics can play a huge role in advancing and modernising the role of HR managers. For example, monitoring the absence of employees and keeping track of repeat offenders. However, the statement, "no HR analytics means no HR managers," is strong and should not be entertained. HR analytics is the future and should be used in aid to making decisions. The process should not solely be relied upon. Systems, like humans, make mistakes. Analytics is an exciting prospect for HR, and used professionally to guide and map a new future should see advancements in HR as a strategic